produce in China for China. And naturally, some of the energy-intensive, labor-intensive productions will move out of China, and rightfully so, because China is moving up the value chain itself, is developing an exponentially growing consumer market. It is growing every day, and I think the opportunities are going to continue to be here. Guangdong has always been at the forefront of protection of intellectual property in China, and I think we're even now farther ahead. As you know, one of the 3 IPR courts in China is established in Guangzhou City. We are constantly in touch with our members. We believe that the court is doing a great job, that it is operating itself in many cases based on established precedent laws and decisions.
Guangdong has the largest external-facing economy, with its import and export reached 8.27 trillion yuan in 2021. It also stands out for high utilization of FDI. In 2021, the province's foreign investment reached 184 billion yuan, with 13.6% year-on-year leap. Investment continued to flow to the service and high-tech sectors, including digital technology, healthcare, smart manufacturing, etc. In 2021, what are the investment intentions of foreign companies in Guangdong? Which fields attract the most foreign companies?
Well, American companies are investing in just about every field that you can imagine here in Guangdong province, depending on their location. If they're in the Greater Bay Area, they're very heavily in technology-oriented manufacturing, as well as research and development, and of course additional manufacturing in other parts of Guangdong as well. Guangzhou being the most preferred destination at this point, followed by Shenzhen, and that is for our members' vote for all of China, with these 2 entities being number 1 and number 2. We believe that China, as the consumer market continues to build, offers tremendous opportunities for our companies. And you must keep in mind, more than 60% of our companies have been here more than 15 to 20 years. They are very mature. They are all profitable, and they are constantly looking to capture additional market share in various areas. And therefore, they're actively investing in just about every opportunity that becomes available to them.
In 2021, how many American companies invest in Guangdong? Could you give some specific cases?
We represent more than 2,300 members in South China. The American Chamber of Commerce in South China does. And we know that a very large majority of those are actually located in Guangdong. And the majority of that is also headquartered in Guangzhou City first, and then in Shenzhen. And we know that they are very profitable, and we know that they're constantly looking to reinvest. We know from our study, which we released on March 1st of this year, called the State of 2022 State of Business in South China, that more than 81% of members of the American Chamber of Commerce in South China reinvested in 2021 in order to expand their existing operations, because the market was growing and they needed to continue to keep up with demands from their customers. And of course, the same study shows us that more than 70% of our members have budgeted to reinvest in 2022 and to continue their expansion and continue their profitable and successful operations in South China.
Guangdong is also moving upwards the production chain to become a high-tech innovation center. In Guangdong, new technologies, new products, new industries, new business models continue to emerge and develop. Guangdong is promoting a larger, deeper, and wider opening up to optimize the supply chain that can provide mutually benefits for global cooperation, expanding international trade and investment. According to 2021 special reports on the state of business in South China, in China, especially in South China, 81% of companies were no longer engaged in export business, and their main business was to produce goods and provide services in China, and continually moved up the value chain. What is the trend this year?
Well, the trends continue because one of the things that's very important to keep in mind is that the transition from energy-intensive, labor-intensive industries is going to continue. Japan went through that transition, Hong Kong went through that transition, South Korea, Taiwan, they all went through transition as labor became more sophisticated, better educated, as the market opened, as the skill level of the workers went up. Therefore, it is much better to produce higher-end products for domestic use in China than to produce labor-intensive and energy-intensive products in South China for export. So yes, our companies continue to invest in higher technology, in higher value-added services and products to produce in China for China. And naturally, some of the energy-intensive, labor-intensive productions will move out of China, and rightfully so, because China is moving up the value chain itself, is developing an exponentially growing consumer market. It is growing every day, and I think the opportunities are going to continue to be here. So therefore, yes, it makes perfect sense for our companies to switch from manufacturing for low-end export products to manufacturing higher-end products for export, and also higher-end products for domestic sales as well.
This year, Guangdong encourages foreign-funded enterprises to increase investment in advanced manufacturing. What do you think of this trend? What are the opportunities for foreign companies?
Well, certainly what we want to do is continue to bring our new technology in manufacturing that we have developed in our practice and internationally into China. This last year and the year before, because of COVID-19 and restrictions on travel, it has been somewhat difficult, but our companies are totally committed in reinvesting in order to build new factories that utilize smart technology, that utilize advanced robotics, and utilize the best thing, getting away from labor-intensive to robotic manufacturing itself. We know that last year, twice as many of our companies, which had budgeted $250 million or more in new manufacturing facilities, some up to $1 billion each company, twice as many actually reinvested. We had 5% of our members had each at the beginning of 2021 budgeted to invest each company at least $250 million in new factories, new high technology factories. We know twice as many, 10% of our members each actually reinvested in building new factories based on new improved developed technologies. That was a little difficult simply because a lot of our experts and engineers cannot be here. The people that we have here, of course, are operators. They know how to operate existing facilities. But to build the new types of facilities that require robotics production, that require intelligent production, we need to bring additional experts. Hopefully, COVID-19 will ease so that we can begin to bring the experts that are necessary to build these new factories in order to succeed and stay ahead of the competition, and of course to contribute to China's growth and prosperity, both in high tech as well as manufacturing and services, that will benefit everybody at the same time. So yes, we're very interested. We know for 2022, 10% of our members have each budgeted $250 million or more in order to build new factories this year. Hopefully we can give them a helping hand and help them bring their experts here so we can accelerate the process.
Recently, Guangdong issued regulations on protection of rights and interests of foreign investors in Guangdong province, which highlights equal protection, including regulations to protect the intellectual property rights of foreign enterprises and to introduce foreign talents. What aspects of the regulations are you most concerned about and why?
Well, we're very happy about the passage of these new regulations. Guangdong has done a great job in staying ahead of the curve by giving the guarantee and the comfort and the security that's needed to foreign invested enterprises for them to continue to invest and develop new technologies here and also bring additionally developed technologies for manufacturing from overseas. We are very happy about the protection of intellectual properties. Guangdong has always been at the forefront of protection of intellectual property in China. And I think we're even now farther ahead. As you know, one of the 3 IPR courts in China is established in Guangzhou City. We're in constant touch with our members. We believe that the court is doing a great job, that it is operating itself in many cases based on established precedent laws and decisions. And I think together with the new protection law that's in place now, that we are going to see much better playing field, level playing field in China. Competition from local companies continues to increase. But we welcome that, because as American companies, we know how to compete, and we welcome any competition from anywhere as long as we have a level playing field. And the law helps to create that field.